Well, folks, another day, another Trump supporter getting busted for committing voter fraud. This time it happened to be a 64-year-old woman by the name of Tracy K. McKee, who now resides in California. However, in the 2020 election, she not only voted for herself, but her mother had recently passed away. She had her ballot at the house and said, "What the hell? I'm just going to fill out my mother's ballot and vote for Donald Trump a second time because that's, I guess, what mommy would have wanted." And yes, she was busted. Yes, she was prosecuted. Prosecutors wanted to send the 64-year-old woman to jail, but the judge decided, nah, we don't need to send people that commit voter fraud to jail. So instead, she was sentenced to 2 years of probation, hit with a fine, and ordered to perform community service in lieu of the 30 days in jail prosecutors asked for. During this trial, prosecutors played a tape from this 64-year-old woman where she talked about election fraud. You know, the same talking points that Donald Trump has hit on. Here's what she had to say in the tape that was played during the trial. "The only way to prevent voter fraud is to physically go in and punch a ballot. I mean, voter fraud is going to be prevalent as long as there's mail-in voting for sure. I mean, there's no way to ensure a fair election, and I don't believe that this was a fair election. I do believe there was a lot of voter fraud." Now, do you know that because you did it? Do you have a guilty conscience? Is that what you're trying to say? Like, hey, this mail-in voting, let me tell you how easy it is. It's so easy, even I was able to do it. Not exactly a stellar defense. It's always the same, folks. God, it's always the same. It's always the people who cry about voter fraud that end up getting busted for it. Kind of like Mark Meadows is being investigated for right now in North Carolina, and he's been a big pusher of these election fraud lies. Same thing with the folks down here in the villages in Florida. Same thing with the folks we've seen in Pennsylvania and Ohio and Wisconsin. All Trump supporters, all pushing the same lies, and all getting busted for voter fraud, and yet, for some reason, most of them not being sentenced to any jail time. And as I've always put it out, unfortunately her name escapes me at the moment, the woman down in Texas, black woman, voted while she was on probation because she didn't know she couldn't vote while on probation, and she got sent to jail for 5 years for that voter fraud. Meanwhile, these Trump supporters out there spreading lies about the election, getting caught with voter fraud, doing voter fraud, getting nothing. Oh, it's a slap on the wrist. Just don't do it again. They know what they did. They intentionally did this. And they're not properly being punished. But I guess on the flip side of this, you can't really call it election lies that these people are pushing when they talk about fraud, because they're the ones who did, in fact, commit the fraud that they continue to whine about. This is Hattie. Hattie wants to know why you have not subscribed to our channel. You obviously like our videos, so do us a favor and subscribe.